29th, 2026. Traders, I want to talk to you about the word free. Here at breathingwiththemarkets.com, where I mentor traders. And my service is not free because I'm not selling you a course. I'm not selling you photographs. I'm not selling you videos. It is my time. My time is with you, one-on-one, only one-on-one, not in a group session. I do have group sessions, but it's for existing mentees. And it's not a scheduled session. On the weekend or, Saturday or Sunday, if I'm available or whatever, I'll just say, hey, I'm having a group session tomorrow. Those of you can join, give me a thumbs up and I'll let you in. It is that simple. And we just talk about various topics. Some people have questions about their trade, whatever, or they want to show us about how they traded that week based on their executions. Maybe someone else will have a question and then I'll pick someone from the group to answer that question. And the reason I pick somebody from the group to answer the question is because I've trained them, right? I trained them. I understand. I know the answer to the question, but I pick on someone in the group that will give the same exact answer that I'm going to give. The reason being is because we trade objectively in the market. You cannot have an opinion with the trading style that I teach, period. It doesn't exist. Hone in on the words. I am telling you the truth. You don't have to believe me, right? You don't have to believe me. 99% of the clowns that are teaching are not profitable. They want you to believe that they're profitable, but listen to me very carefully, traders. Listen to me very carefully. I'm not going to bullshit you. Listen. Without evidence of them actually trading, doesn't exist. I'll say that again. Without evidence of them actually trading, their strategy does not exist. Powerful. If they can't show executions, hundreds and thousands of executions, traders, don't ingest the bullshit. I'm telling you right now, do not ingest the bullshit. Okay? If there isn't a road to go from point A to point B, and you cannot physically see it, it doesn't exist. Okay? If you were going to go on a trip from point A to point B, and say you were going to fly there, and you show up and there's no plane, you're not going to fly there. If you're going to drive from point A to point B, a new way to get from point A to point B, and someone told you there's a new way and told you exactly how to go, and you showed up, there wasn't a road to get there from point A to point B, it never existed. Anybody can get on YouTube. Anyone can get on YouTube and tell you they have a strategy, and they go back and they back test it and they tell you it works and they made millions of dollars. What they're not showing you is the executions, traders. Okay? It doesn't matter what you want to call your strategy. It's the executions. You want to see executions. You want to see verified trades. Verified trades through the prop firms. Verified trades through live accounts. Not verified trades on demos. Not verified trades on 500-to-1 leverage somewhere. Because those trades are not verified. And what do I mean by that? Because those trades aren't going to tell you where they actually bought and sold in the market because their fill orders are skewed. I'm telling you that right now, straight up. You want verified trades, vetted, verified trades. In other words, if they said they made $1 million, require them to go back and show you the history of their trades. If they said that they used a specific strategy, to take 10,000 to $1 million, show the trades, show the executions that can be verified. None of this, oh, well, I don't have the executions now. I didn't know. What they're showing you is a P&L. You don't even know if that's real. But let's just say the P&L might be real. Okay? Where did the money come from? How many thousands of dollars did they keep putting in the pot? Right? How about those traders that said, I'm going to take $300 to 10,000. I'm going to take $300 to 50,000. Where are all of those trades? How many trades did it take for them to get there? What's the account number that they started on? You see, you don't know any of that because you're not requiring evidence. If you go to court, what do you need? You need physical evidence, right? Circumstantial evidence. You need witnesses that can testify, right? That is proven, right? That were actually there. If you are not seeing actual trades, photographs, go back and look at the 500 videos, almost 500 videos that I posted. I show you executions. The executions don't lie. The executions don't lie. Any trader can go back and say, shit, he's always right where he needs to be. How's he doing that? He is always right where he needs to be. Go back and look at the executions. He is always right where he needs to be. How the fuck is he doing this? How? Because I trade objectively in the market. I don't have some bullshit strategy or an edge or a slice or a sliver. I trade the whole market, the entire market. All of this uptrend and downtrend. Trend's not your friend, traders. All of a sudden, these Bollinger Band people, and then all of a sudden they're trying, let's just say like Riz, right? I heard that they're going to have a new system. And the new system is they're going to teach all of these world-renowned traders are going to teach for free. Listen, traders, think about this logically. I don't need you here at breathingwiththemarkets.com. I'm trying to save your ass from all of this guru clown shit, okay? Because they don't show you executions. They talk a game, and they talk about the history, and they talk about what they can do, but what they don't do is they don't show you. We're talking hundreds of thousands of trades. We're talking thousands and thousands of trades, okay? They don't show you that. Why? Those are questions you need to ask, because the trades speak for themselves. They don't have to tell you about the strategy, because the trades, they're either spot on or they're not. Someone like myself, someone like the mentees at breathingwiththemarkets.com, if you show a chart and you have the executions on there, not just the arrows pointing up and down, the actual execution where it shows you where you got in that trade, you cannot come up with some bullshit thing over the internet. You can fool traders that don't know how to trade, but you're not going to fool me. And you're not going to fool the mentees at breathingwiththemarkets.com, because I taught them how to trade the market objectively. And they're starting to understand exactly what I said, right? All it takes is a few moments with me, and I tell them exactly how the market moves. And you can't dispute it. You cannot dispute it. It is what it is. It's right there in front of you. How are you going to dispute something that's there in front of you, right? When they see all of my executions when I trade, they can check me. They can check me based on what I taught them. That's objectivity, right? That is proof. That is vetted. That is verified, right? So if you have an actual trading strategy, or you have an actual edge in the market, and you get on YouTube and you talk about this strategy is all you need and I'm going to teach you. Listen, traders, they have basic information. They're teaching you basic information. You can't fucking prove it. You can't prove it, right? Someone's opinion, I think, I know, I believe, I would enter right here. If it pulled back, I would enter right here. But they don't tell you why other than I will enter right here. And I can see, I can hear, I can see them drawing this fake ass trend line. I'm just like, fuck, how many lives are these people ruining? They know that they've been set up with money. They know that they didn't get there. They know they didn't get there using the same shit they're trying to push on you. They're trying to push information on you, but they're not showing executions. Why do you believe that? Why haven't you asked for executions in the market? You look at their P&L. You look at something that you don't even know it's real. Did the daddy or the mommy give them a bunch of money? Do you even know that? No, you just believe them. How are you going to believe somebody? The market is evil. And if you don't know how to trade in the market objectively, you're going to lose your ass. You're going to lose your ass. Nothing's for free. Free, I told you this before. Free means shit. Okay? Don't buy a course. Do not buy a course where you're looking at watching videos. You're reading a book, a text. That's not showing you how to trade the market. If you buy a course, you're not going to learn. You can read a book. You need someone that actually knows how to navigate that market and that can show you proof by trades, executions, hundreds and thousands of trades. Hundreds and thousands of trades supporting exactly what they say. If they don't have that, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, traders. It's either there or it's not. Traders at breathingwiththemarkets.com, if they want to talk about a trader with me, and I've told them numerous times, if there's no execution on the chart, I'm not talking about it. Don't tell me where you thought you got in. Don't tell me I got in and tell me why would I lie. No, that's not an issue. It ain't about lying or not lying. It's about either the execution is there or it's not there. If you lost your ass, show me the executions. If you're not doing well, show me the executions so I can make sure that you're being transparent with yourself, right? Because if you're not transparent with yourself, how are you going to learn? How are you going to be held accountable? I am here to hold traders accountable as they can hold me accountable. Transparency, right? So if I have a trading day and I did well that day, I show them executions. It's simple. It is simple. If you blow up, someone one time sent me, oh man, I got stuck right here. I said, don't worry about it. I got stuck right there too. Oh, you did? Yeah, absolutely. I got stuck right there. When we get stuck, it's right where the market turns, right where the market turns. You can't do anything about that. You can't do anything about that. You cannot do anything about that. So you're not going to win every trade, but when you have a hit rate in the 90s and above, right? Hundreds of thousands of trades. Yes, it does matter. Volume and hit rate. Volume and hit rate. Don't listen to this guru shit. Listen, 99% of the people are not profitable. And now you want to go out and seek free information? I get it. I get it. I bought those courses to see what the hell that they knew. And I'm going to tell you, they didn't know fucking anything, man. They didn't know anything. They knew the basics. They just knew basic information. And they were disseminating basic information. Yes, you can get that for free, but it's not going to change your life, man. You don't have enough money to challenge the market. I don't care if they have a 50% hit rate on what they do, you still don't have enough money to beat the market. a 60% hit rate, you still don't have enough money to beat the market. Why? Because you have to execute that trade each and every time, and I'm going to guarantee you're not going to see it each and every time at a 60%. If someone has 1,000 or 200,000 or 1,000 trades at 60%, I don't believe it at 60%, because that can be fine-tuned up into the 90s. You're not doing your math. You're watching and you're following clowns. I'm telling you, you're following clowns. The prop firms that are banning good traders, those are fucking traders, man. I'm telling you, I've been caught up in all that bullshit. They are allowing gamblers to trade. They are allowing affiliates to trade. They are banning and squeezing good people, good traders, people like you and me, okay? You and me that go out and do the right thing each and every day. It is affecting you and me together, all of us together, not the scammers, not the fraudsters, not these people that talk about how much they're going to make today. I made 6 bands, I made 10 bands, I made 12 bands today. They didn't even use their own money. Yes, you're right. If it got in their bank account, now you're going to argue about whose money it is, right? Where did the money come from, traders? Where did the money come from? Affiliates get affiliate checks, right? Real traders use their real money, right? Affiliates use their affiliate checks to buy accounts, correct? More than likely with the highest probability, right? Name a trader that's not using their affiliate money to buy accounts with all of these prop firms. Name a trader that's not doing it, and prove it by way of documents. Prove it by way of documents showing the billing information of where that money's coming from, okay? Objective evidence, right? Evidence that can be basically disclosed, right? Disclosure. Disclose where that money's coming from, right? Disclose your executions to prove that you actually have a strategy, that you actually have an edge, that you don't veer off from that. And if you do, you get burnt, right? And if you do, you get burnt and you blow up, and that's okay. That's okay, and that's not what I'm talking about. But what I'm talking about is somebody who is focused on their $1 million strategy that cannot show you the executions in the market to support that $1 million strategy. Are you following me now, traders? Because you either have evidence in the market or you have no evidence in the market. And if you don't have evidence in the market, then you weren't even in the market. Geez, that's a thought. If you cannot provide evidence that you've been in the market, then you haven't been in the market. You're full of shit. If you think that you have $1 million strategy and this is the only strategy you need as a beginner, then prove it by evidence in the market. A history of it. A history of it. They can start today. They can start today at an account number and show what their evidence is. Not on a demo. Go to a prop firm and show what you can do. Show what you can do on a live account. Exactly, you $1 million traders. Don't YOLO on account. Don't put $1 million in and get a little bump on 25 cents and just understand that you're going to hold until you're in profit. And then when you're profit, you go, see what I did? But nobody knew, right? Because a real trader would ask, weren't you investing in that stock? Well, no. Well, then why did you get in there if you weren't investing? They would have to explain. And then if a real trader, a true trader would understand whether they were even in the right side of the market or not, or whether they should have even been taking a position in there. Because when you start to ask them, if price started to go down, what were you going to do? If price started to go up, what were you going to do? If you knew where you were at in the market, you're going to have specific answers that someone like myself, an actual trader that can back his shit up, will know whether or not you're lying and whether or not you really know how to trade and really know about $1 million strategy. You see, I don't tell anybody that I have $1 million strategy. I just tell them that I can follow the algorithm in the market and I can teach them how to trade the entire market. Is that $1 million strategy? I don't know. I don't know. Is it? When it has a hit rate in the 90s and everything and above? You follow it? Is it a strategy? I don't call it a strategy. I call it true trading. Trading the market, trading gems in the market, understanding the way the market moves. That's not called a strategy. That's called trading. That's simply called trading. That's it. So require all of those executions on that account. They said that they've made these executions in their brokerage and they made $60 million, $30 million, $5 million. They can go back and get all of those executions. They can go back and get all those executions. They're pretty current. It's not like they might be, it's not like 10, 25, 30 years or 10 years from now or 5 years ago, right, on a different platform. Maybe they'd have an updated system, who knows? But these traders that are out here claiming they have $1 million strategy, or now they're going to have a system where all these traders are going to get together and teach for free, and then they say, well, to see what works for you and based on your opinion and behavior and stuff. Listen, that's stupidity. Okay? A bicycle. If you know how to ride a bicycle, can you really ride? Can you ride any bicycle? Think about it. If it was a size for you, if it was the right size for you to ride, could you ride any bicycle that had wheels and everything was operating on it? Think about it. Can you ride any bicycle? Yes. Yes, you can. So why wouldn't a strategy that works be suitable for you? You see, they don't show executions. You just want to believe, oh my God, yeah, that works. Yeah, that works. Traders, no executions, no strategy. Listen to me carefully. No executions. They don't show any executions throughout. Here's the number one or the number two futures traders. Have them pull up all of their executions. Show the executions. Show that you didn't YOLO. Show all those executions on the strategy that you're trying to push out into the public. Traders, you want to see evidence of executions. You're not calling people liars. You're not calling, don't ask for strategies. Do not ask for strategies. They're storytellers. If you ask for a strategy, they're going to tell you a story. You must ask for executions. That's objective evidence in the market on where they were at in the market and why. The date and time of why they were there. Then traders such as myself could ask you, why did you get in the market there? Well, I was having a bad day and this is not what I normally trade and blah, blah, blah. Okay, you see where the conversation's going? Okay. How about this one here? Why did you get in the market there? Well, there's another bad day that I was having, but it turned around and stuff. You see, the information's not going to be consistent. Now all of a sudden you go to the winners. Why did you get in here? And all of a sudden their winners are not going to be the same. That's where you know that they're bullshitting. Okay? Because it stinks. It's fruits of the poisonous tree. Traders, ask for executions in the market. Ask for executions in the market. I don't have to show another execution for the rest of my life. I have 500 videos, almost 500 videos of hundreds of thousands of executions out there. Or thousands. I don't know. I'm not going to count them. But thousands and thousands of executions in the market. In profit, in payouts, and everything. I don't trade any different. It is consistent. Consistently on top. Consistently focused. Right? Do I blow up doing stupid shit sometimes? Yes. Yes, we're human. That's not the conversation. The conversation is people are trying to lead you over here. Come here, I got something free for you. I got something free for you. Free, run. They're not showing you executions in the market. Okay? Free is shit. And they're only teaching you basic information. And if they're using indicators, if the market's manipulated and the candles are manipulated, don't you think the indicators are manipulated? That's all I got for you, man. Have a great day. Come on over to breathingwiththemarkets.com. I will show you evidence in the market. Evidence that you can see, not my opinion. Have a great day. Peace, traders.